A top researcher for the US military wakes up, walks out of his front door, and vanishes completely. He didn't take his phone, and even stranger, he left behind the prescription glasses he physically needs to see. A few months earlier, another elite researcher posted a very specific warning to friends and followers online. If I am ever found dead and it looks like I took my own life, do not believe it. I would never do that. This list currently tracks 12 people. These are senior researchers specialized in sensitive fields like nuclear fission and aerospace engineering, the exact minds responsible for maintaining the nation's technological edge. The professional overlap and timing of these disappearances have forced a difficult question: whether these cases represent an active domestic effort to eliminate the people behind America's most classified military research. For decades, the United States has watched from a distance as scientists and rival nations met sudden, violent ends. But experiencing this kind of highly targeted elimination campaign at home is entirely new territory. The pattern is so glaring that the American press is breaking its usual formatting rules. Major cable news anchors and prominent journalists are broadcasting blatant alarms, openly questioning the sheer statistical improbability of these deaths. That pressure has now forced the issue into the halls of Congress. Lawmakers are pressing the current administration for answers, demanding a transparent update on exactly how these missing personnel are being investigated. Washington is waking up to the reality of an invisible attack. But to understand the true scope of who is pulling the strings, we have to look well beyond America's borders. At the exact same time American institutions are panicking, a nearly identical wave of casualties is hitting the military and defense programs of the People's Republic of China. One of Beijing's leading hypersonic missile engineers suddenly contracts a bizarre, rapidly fatal illness. Shortly after, another critical researcher is killed in an abrupt car accident. This comparative chart maps out the full timeline. When you combine the US and Chinese data, we are looking at between 20 and 22 elite, top-tier scientific minds erased in a highly concentrated window of time. This data suggests a coordinated global effort, a war against scientists that effectively targets the primary drivers of technological progress for both the US and China. To understand why this is happening, you have to look at how modern geopolitical warfare assesses value. Taking out a single human being has become far more devastating than destroying a piece of military hardware. This timeline charts a researcher's career. It requires 40 years of rigorous academic and professional development to reach city. As highlighted, this utility window is narrow. A nation gets only 15 to 20 maximum productive years before cognitive decline sets in. You can rebuild a bombed weapons facility in a few years, but when you assassinate a senior researcher, you permanently erase decades of unwritten future capabilities, inflicting a massive, irreplaceable structural loss on your enemy. We know this specific tactic works because it has been successfully deployed before. Homi J. Bhabha, the foundational architect of India's nuclear program, is a prime historical example. In 1966, he died abruptly in a commercial plane crash in the Alps. To this day, many intelligence analysts attribute that disaster directly to the intervention of a foreign agency. And the targeting didn't stop in the Cold War. Between 2011 and 2015, India lost 11 top nuclear scientists to unnatural, highly suspicious deaths. India already survived the exact kind of systemic intellectual hemorrhage that the United States is experiencing and scrambling to stop for the very first time. The current reality is stark. The U.S. military complex is actively engaged in an invisible conflict, and it has just realized its most valuable strategic assets are entirely exposed. The official response from the White House confirms that the FBI, alongside multiple federal intelligence agencies, is desperately reviewing these cases to find the common thread and the orchestrator. The ultimate question now comes down to attribution. Are these hits ordered by Russia, Iran, or China, or is an entirely unseen third party exploiting the global chaos to weaken the heavyweights? We are rapidly approaching a trigger point. The U.S. government is expected to release a comprehensive, declassified report detailing the findings of this multi-agency manhunt. An official report naming a foreign state would cross a massive geopolitical red line. It would signal a new stage of conflict, one where the primary objective is the quiet assassination of the physicists and engineers who make modern weaponry possible.